What's up guys, Superstars and Stripes VPs here again, and I'm going to do a quick update video because I have 3 new recent pickups and also just to go over everything really quickly. So, just going to show you how these 3 are doing. Arroyo Fire Pinstripe female, she's doing really good. You can see she's a good eater just by her attitude. Arroyo Lemon Blast female, doing just as well. She's doing really good right now. Arroyo Pastel male, doing really good. Hasn't eaten yet, but shouldn't be too long. So here's also my Cinnamon Pied male. He's doing really good. He's about 300 grams now, so really excited for once he hits about 400 to 500 grams. Candino male. He's doing really good. I still love his color, and I think he's so much richer than any other Candino I've seen. Here's my Pastel Banana male. He's been locking up with females recently. He's been doing a really good job. He locked up with my Hulk Lemon Blast once, and my Pastel Genetic Stripe 2 or 3 times. Here's my Candy Bumblebee female. She's actually growing super well. She's got food in her right now, but I weighed her in at 683 grams. Her food is usually about 60 grams, so that means she's roughly 625, so really good weight on her. Spectre Spider male, he's doing really good. He was breeding to my Hulk Lemon Blast once, so once recently. He's been breeding her for a while. I did skip a couple tubs because I have a couple new additions in that rack. Pastel Genetic Stripe female. This is the girl that I've had for a few years now. I really like her. She's pretty much the only one that I kept after I completely redid my collection, and made a really good change in my opinion, going with quality, but not only quality, but stuff that I really like, rather than going with as many breeder females as possible to hatch as much out and sell as much as possible. So now I'm worried more about making animals that I'm gonna keep than producing animals to sell. Which is good, because if animals never sell, I'll never have a problem because I'll be keeping them. Massive Normal Girl. She's at 4,300 grams right now. Really hoping that she's gonna ovulate soon. I would love to see a clutch out of her. Het Pied girl. I actually had 2 Het Pieds before I did the entire collection redo, but sadly I ended up selling the other one. The other one was smaller. This girl's at 1,600. The other was at 1,100 after laying. This girl still hasn't laid though. But that girl I ended up getting, she ended up selling for an extremely good price. Put it that way, as that money ended up talking. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up another Het Pied female or 2 to go to the Cinnamon Pied, to hopefully produce some offspring that look a lot like him. I know a lot of people have said they wanted a Cinnamon Pied that looks like him, and a lot of, not a lot, but a couple people have actually offered to buy him. He is not for sale, so if anyone is watching this and is interested, he isn't, but his offspring most likely will be. We'll just have to see what he ends up producing when he does. And last one that you already know, Hulk Lemon Blast, big monster 3,400 gram 3 gene female. She's super powerful to have in a collection. I cannot wait to eventually end up making a Candy Pied, hopefully, or just even a double het Candy Pied or combo, and putting it to her to make a bunch of 50% possible hets that are, heck, if I get a Pewter Bee out of the Cinnamon Pied to Bumblebee Candy, a Pewter Bee double het Candy Pied to her, that'd be a 6 gene, 50% possible double het. Yeah, that would be definitely really cool to have in any collection. So before I go over the new additions, I'm just going to talk about a couple projects that I have planned. So right now, I picked up a couple females for the Candino to try to prove them out as a pure. And also, so that's what he's doing. Pastel Banana is going pretty much strictly just to the pastel genetic stripe to make some, hopefully at least a Pastel Banana double het G stripe. I would love to hit on one of those to breed back to her. I actually saw at the show this weekend that just passed, so literally yesterday and the day before, which is also where I got my 3 new additions, a gentleman had a banana genetic stripe. I had never seen one in person, and I definitely want to make a rack full of those. That was the most phenomenal animal I've ever seen at any reptile show. It was so weird because there were banana pieds there. There was actually someone with 2 extremely paradox banana pieds. I'm not going to say who it was, mainly because on top of having banana pieds, at least one of the snakes had an awful respiratory infection that you could visually see. I don't know what kind of negligence they permit wherever they breed, but there was a pastel yellow belly female. She was big. She was about 2,000 grams, and she was blowing bubbles like crazy out of both sides of her mouth and the front. It was just insane. It was awful. I cannot believe that they would, first of all, put an animal out on display like that. Second of all, allow that. I get that it happens in a collection, but for you to not even notice it, especially when it's that far around and along, that's just absolutely ridiculous, and it's just awful. This individual I also overheard whenever I was vending one time, talking more about the monetary value than the snakes and more worried about if they sell rather than how they look. And it's just not someone I would buy from. So the show that I went to, I didn't vend this time, but it was amazing. A couple people, I didn't like their business practices, but there were a lot of really nice people and a lot of good people there. I know a couple people actually in a couple Facebook groups that I'm in picked up some stuff at the show, and everything that I've seen anyone pick up has been super healthy, so I was glad that the show, they really made sure every animal was healthy, despite that one scenario, but it must have slipped through. So anyways, the Pastel Banana is going to the Pastel G stripe to create the banana genetic stripe. I personally think that that looks better than the banana pie, but that's just me after seeing them both in person and being able to hold both of them. I definitely know which one I choose. So that's what he's going to. Spectre Spider is strictly the Harlequin Lemon Blast. That's all he's going to. Hopefully hit on some Harlequin Spectre combos, or at least some Spectre Pin females. I would love at least one Spectre Pin female or combo, which really isn't asking for much, seeing as there's 5 genes at play. But that's just what I would personally like for my collection. So up here, the Arroyo Pastel, he'll be going to both the Arroyo combo females, and also I'll probably pick up a female or 2 for him once he's ready, because I know they probably won't be. Depends. The girl on the left actually is a beast eater, so we'll just see. I don't want to power feed any of them, but if she ends up being ready, that'll be great. The Cinnamon Pied so far is only going to be going to the Candy Bumblebee to produce hopefully a triple gene double het. Really hoping for some really nice babies out of those. I've had a few people ask, so I'm just going to go out and say that none of the babies will be for sale when they do come by. Hopefully, being that they both make it up to size and everything, and they're both fertile. Just if everything lines up and I end up getting a clutch out of them, I have zero plans on selling anything from this project, male or female. So that's just a heads up. There's a couple people that I may end up, but it just depends. I have zero real plans on selling anything from that project. That's mainly just for me. So I'm going to go over the new additions that I picked up this weekend at the Houston Repsicon at the Pasadena Convention Center. I'll go from least exciting to most exciting in my opinion. So down here, this tub sticks really bad, so this is going to be slight anticipation build. Yeah, this tub I don't know if it's the rack. I think it's the rack, but it may just be the bin, and I'll just have to change it. But I'll go ahead and pull these 3 out. Here's this girl right here. This is a female 66% possible het candy. I actually had this female, ended up selling her to someone, ended up getting her right back. Ended up being just the exact same amount as what I got for her, so I'm really happy. I'm glad that she was able to make it back around once I got that Candino mail to try to prove him out, see if he's Candino or Candy. But this girl, I definitely think she'll prove. Only reason I got rid of her is because I didn't have a male and wouldn't have a male until the Cinnamon Pied and Candy Bumblebee were ready, and that would be at least 2 years to get a het candy male out of that ready. So here she is. She's got this weird head marker, all the random white scales everywhere that you tend to see with a lot of het candies. She's got this really clean kind of double belly tracks going down the middle of the belly. So all these things, and then the whites up the sides. She definitely looks het candy. You can't see it. Well, it's hard to pick up and on the camera, not only on the camera, but whenever she's alone. But whenever she's next to a normal, you can definitely pick out a couple differences. So I'm going to go ahead and put her back. And it actually feels like she has follicles in her, so oh yeah, that. So hopefully in the end of 30 to 60 days, depending, I'll probably put the Candino male to her. I really like this girl, but I'll go ahead and save the most exciting one for last, or what I'm sure most people would think is the most exciting. This girl right here, I'm trying to get her out, but she has a hide. So here she is. This is a very nice bumblebee, but on top of being a bumblebee, she is also 66% possible het pied. I think that she'll prove. I saw multiple bumblebees at the show, and at her size, she is extremely nice for a bumblebee. She's got great highlight sides, but she's also really bright. In person, she is so much brighter than it is on camera. She is just amazing. But she was at an absolutely amazing price for being 66% pos het pied. I know a lot of people try to stay away from pos hets, but even if she doesn't prove out, having a 2-gene female that's just this visually appealing, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. Her back stripe is almost full right there. It's super clean, which I love. I really like the cleaner projects. Now, by her tail, so first of all, this female, whenever I got her, was priced as such because he thought that she was around 800 to 1,000 grams. I really don't know when the last time he weighed her was, because she's actually 1,465 grams. So I completely lucked out on that purchase. Really happy with this girl. If you look on the tail, I don't know if this is het pied markers, but you can see how that's elongated horizontally, that line right there, and then also that one right there. That one is really showing it. And also by the ventral scales, she's got one right there, horizontal line. If that's a het pied marker, I'm not sure. I know that het pied markers are really hard to tell in anything spider, unless it's like that absolutely insane leopard lesser spider that Mark over at Balls Out produced. Then I know that it's pretty hard to tell. Here's the last one that I got, and I'm just going to leave her in because she is not happy with me at all. But this is an albino female, but a very, very odd one. It's weird because she's white, but she has an orange pattern, but then yellow inside of the pattern. In person, she is just absolutely amazing. She is just crazy. I saw a lot of albinos at the show, which I like. I really like albinos. Nothing beats seeing an albino in person, especially a hatchling. Seeing that crazy white and yellow snake with red eyes is just phenomenal. But yeah, I really like her. She's not very happy with me, so I'm going to put her up. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time.